Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing a makeup tutorial on a friend of mine, and we're just going to jump right in, starting with the brows. I'm using a pencil. As you can see, since she has no brows, we really have to draw it in and then make it look natural, basically. So here's I'm taking a spoolie, and now I'm taking some concealer and cleaning that up. And I clean it top and bottom. Then I go in with a brush to blend out the concealer into the skin. Next, I'm going to go ahead and apply some primer to the face. Then I'm going to go in with foundation, of course. Now I'm blending out the foundation, making sure that it's all the way as close as possible to the hairline, because you don't want that line between the hairline and your foundation. And also at the underneath the jawline as well, onto the neck a little bit. Now I'm going back in and cleaning up the brows some more. Then I'm going to go ahead and prime the eyelids. I'm applying some concealer under the eyes to highlight the face. And I'm using the Sasha foundation palette for her face. I'm applying some concealer under the eyes, the bridge of the nose, forehead, cupid's bow, chin, and then I'm going to blend that out. Just like I would do to my face, I'm doing to her face, just using different colors. I'm going to take a wedge and blend that out. I wanted to do like a talk through, but I couldn't because we was watching a movie as well, so it was really loud in here, so I just decided to do a voiceover. Now I'm applying some of MAC's concealer just to give it just to bring back some warmth to the face, since the concealer from the Sasha palette was really cool tone. And I'm just gonna blend that out. And I'm taking it onto the side of her nose so as to make the nose contour a little bit more snatched. Even though her nose is not that big, but you know, still want to look snatched. Now I'm setting that concealer with the Benai Luxury Powder in Topaz. And I'm going to set all the areas that are highlighted with that powder. I'm gonna go in with some concealer onto her eyelids, blend that out, and set it with the powder as well. Next, I'm taking the Bernard luxury powder in, I think it's ebony, and I'm setting the rest of her face. You can also use a translucent powder for this, but I think the translucent powder gives a little white cast. So I decided to use the ebony powder. Now I'm contouring the nose. I'm using a Black Radiance pressed powder in, I think this ebony or mahogany. I think it's mahogany. But yeah, I'm using that to contour the nose. And I'm going to go underneath her lower lip just to give it an extra pout, since her lips are very small. And I'm going to contour her cheekbones with that pressed powder as well. And I'm just blending that contour upwards because you never want to blend contour down. I'm going underneath her neck. Well, not necessarily underneath her neck, but underneath her jawline. Keep saying neck. And around the perimeter of her face to give her face a more sculpted look. I'm going to do a little reverse contour, and I'm going to apply that topaz powder underneath where I applied the Black Radiance pressed powder to contour, just to sharpen it up a little bit. And I'm applying a little bit more powder underneath the eyes because we decided to do eyeshadow because we were going for a neutral look, but we decided to do eyeshadow. So to prevent any fallout getting on her face, I put the powder underneath her eyes to catch any fallout. I'm using the Morphe 35O palette for the eyes. We were thinking about a smoky eye, then we decided not to, and I said, okay, let me just do some gold on your lids. So I'm just applying a dark brown color and then blending it out with a blending brush, a fluffy blending brush. Now I'm taking a MAC Soft Ochre paint pot and I'm sculpting out an area. You can see a slight cut crease where I'm going to put the gold. And I'm going to do that on both eyes. And now I'm setting that with eyeshadow of a similar color. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. Well, I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye just to finish this one. Now I'm taking that orange color from the palette, that orange red color, and I'm blending that in from the on the outer crease area, just to give it like a ombre effect. And here I'm applying that gold color. I did spray my brush with setting spray before I applied that the gold color, so as to give it a more so it's for it to pop some more, basically, because you know when you wet your brush and you dip it in the little shimmer shadows, it'd be looking like a foil shadow. So that's what I did. And I'm doing the exact same thing on the other eye. Now I'm taking that dark brown color and I'm just defining that cut crease, I guess, a little bit more. And I'm just making sure that both sides look the same. I'm applying some brow powder from the BH Cosmetics brow palette. I'm applying some of that to her brows. Just to deepen up the color a little bit. I felt as though the powder got on her brows, so it wasn't as prominent as it should be. And I'm cleaning up underneath the brow with the same concealer. Now I'm dusting away that topaz powder from her cheekbones, well, her contour area, and I'm dusting it from under her eyes. And I'm applying the same color I used on her on the upper eyelids, on the lower one. I'm taking a dark brown color on the outer edge just to give the eye some definition. And I'm taking the brick, well, not the brick color, like that red orange color on the inner area of the eyes. And I'm going to also apply that gold color on the inner tear duct area so that the eyes pop some more. Now I'm doing a little wing liner, and I did mess up on one side. So, you know, when you're doing your wing liner on clients, just take your time, because I did go a little higher on one side than more than I did on the other, which pissed me off, but, you know. And I'm using, I guess you could say, a skinny tip brush for that. And I'm applying some mascara. And I'm applying her lashes. And I'm doing the same thing on the other eye. Now I'm taking that liner again and I'm going on top of the lash line just to hide it. Well, hide it as much as possible. I'm applying that same mascara on her lower lashes just to give the look some more drama. And now I'm applying MAC's Gold Deposit for highlight. I didn't do blush. I just think that blush would have, I don't know, it probably would have messed up the look. Well, that's what I was thinking in my head. That's why I didn't do blush. So I jumped right into highlighter, and I'm applying MAC's Gold Deposit. And also I felt as though I was doing too much with the eyes. I wanted to give the eyes a break for a second, so I decided to apply highlighter since majority of the face was finished. I'm going to go in later and apply the black liner to her lower waterline and tightline the upper lash line. But I just wanted to give her eyes a break for a second. Now we're moving on to lips, and I'm taking ColourPop's Limbo, and I'm applying that all over the lips. And she did not know this was a matte lip color, so it started drying. It started drying. Now I'm applying trapped, I think it's trapped or beeper in the center from ColourPop as well. And then we're gonna blend that together. When I took out those colors and I showed it to her, she was like, that's not gonna look good on me. And I said, just let me do it. And she was like, okay. Now I'm applying the liner to the lower lash line and the gold color to the inner tear duct area. And I'm setting the rest of the face. And the look is complete. She was so shocked that the lipstick looked so good on her. Because she thought, because she's dark skinned, she can't wear nudes or, any color close to nudes. But anyway, I had fun creating this look. We both had fun. It was a nice experience for both of us. And yeah, she was happy. And then after the little video, we did the little shoot. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you in my next one.